Now I do want to go around and make sure that you all have your reed in the right spot. Ainsley, you handed me this, didn't you?
Hey, how are you going?
Where do you want to hand it? Thank you.
On a oh, I'm glad I couldn't forget. Turn it around. Nope.
You can play it before.
I just need to check it out.
4, 5, 6. It's okay to make noise. It's fine. That's what we're here for. Thank you. I like that. Some of you looked ahead. Okay. Let's have you try to make this. So your right hand thumb's going to be underneath the little thumb hook. Yep. Left hand's the one that goes up here. Behind the hole. Yep. Thumb's going to go on that hole. A little bit mouthpiece. A little bit less mouthpiece than mouthpiece. Over. Everybody's putting their clarinet together so fast. I like that.
That's the only thing I did put in clarinet.
Oh, you know what? I haven't done this yet. You're all wondering why I did that. That's how I sync the cameras together. Okay. Now keep your hands down your sides. And you got too much of your bottom lip over your bottom teeth. I've got it popped up. So there you go. That looks good. Okay, not bad. Get some air out of the corners of your mouth. So you're going to kind of go, and you're going to tighten up on the sides. Tighten up corners.
Yeah, that was good.
Outwards.
Still, your cheeks are
Okay,
coming out a
try again.
little bit. You might want to think about that.
Lots of muscles. We're going to try one more time. Bottom lip
Left
over the
hand's
bottom
on
teeth.
top, right hand's on bottom. And then your
Corners forward.
so
Yep. Okay. That's perfect right there. Good job. You even had a couple of little dimples right there. Does that feel different? Whatever you did, do it again. You can have a seat.
You want to do just this?
Now, let me see your clarinet. Make sure that you
There's a good
have
sound.
your reed on correctly. Now, this is up a little too high. You see how you have it past the top of the mouthpiece there? So that's not going to work very well. So what I'm doing is I'm lowering it,
You do this like
and I'm just using my thumbs to kind of move it around.
all.
That's a whole lot better.
Good job.
Nice sound. Okay. You see where I put that? That's what I want.
That is backwards, buddy. Oh, it's
Good.
backwards. There you go.
So practice flashcards. So I'm going to drill you. Do you know how to play a C?
I just like put your face down and I just
All right. How about an F?
mess with
little more in your mouth, it'll make it a little louder. E. A little more in your mouth. F. Thumb on the back. And a G. Nice job. Anybody else study their flashcards? You didn't have to. It wasn't an assignment. You did what? You played the book a little bit?
One thing that's even hard to do is you don't want to rush.
Remember the corner of those lips. You did.
Well, it feels hard.
It might be a little easier to scoot. That was better. Imagine your mouth is kind of like one of these bags that has a drawstring on the top, which means that you grab it and you go like this and it goes in. So just think of this as a wheel, a drawstring wheel, and you're going to pull it and it's going to tighten up all around. Yeah. Okay. It's also like you're sucking your thumb. When you suck your thumb, you put some corners in really tight. Okay. So everybody suck your thumb for just a second.
I got it.
And whenever you did that, you actually had a really good, we call it an embouchure. Embouchure is the muscles around your mouth because it pointed your chin down towards the ground. When we play clarinet, our chin is going to point towards the ground. You can also think about flattening and stretching out your upper lip. When you do that, it kind of brings everything downward. Okay. I was listening around and making sure everybody had their reed in the right spot and making sure everybody has their mouth on it correctly. Everybody did a good job of putting it together really fast. I like that. So what we're going to do now is flip to the right lesson. We're going to talk about two things, posture and finger numbers. Finger numbers, we've got our thumb, and then we've got our first finger, second finger is the middle one, and our third finger is this one right here. So pointers first, middle is second, third one's this one right here is the third finger. Same thing with the right hand. First finger is the pointer finger, middle finger is the second finger, and then this bottom one's the third finger. Okay, and then we have thumb and pinky. 1, 2, 3, thumb, pinky. So sometimes when we do fingerings, I'm going to tell you those finger numbers. Like if I say, just play your thumb and first finger of your left hand. You're going to do that. Okay. All right, posture. Anybody know what posture means? You do. Posture is how you are sitting, and if you want to have good posture, it means that you're going to sit up straight and tall, and we're doing a good job of that. Excellent. Every time that we play our clarinet, we want to have good posture. If I were to take a picture of you from here up, I shouldn't be able to tell if you're standing or sitting, because it's going to be almost like you're standing from the waist up. Okay? Looks like that. Now, if you slouch over, then it would be obvious I took a picture that you're sitting there. Okay. That helps us to get a lot of air in our lungs, and it gives us a better sound. So we always want to have good posture. We always want to have our feet on the floor. Now, if your feet don't reach, you can scoot towards the front of your chair, and they'll reach a little bit better. Okay, we're going to talk about fingering charts. So, up on the TV, we're going to have our first note, which we've played before. It's a G. Yeah, that is the easiest one, isn't it? Although you're not really grabbing onto the clarinet, which makes it a little more difficult. But notice that there's a couple of things going on here. We have the 3 circles above the line, which is our left hand. We have the 3 circles below the line, which is our right hand. And then over on the left-hand side at the top, we've got the stuff that's on the back with our thumb. Now, if something's colored in, you push it down. And if it's not colored in, you don't push it down, which means G. You're not going to push anything down at all. Let's play a G. Whenever you do this, we're going to do it a little different than we did on Monday. We're not going to grab it up here this time. We're actually going to keep our fingers in the air right above the keys. The reason for that is, if we're not playing one of the keys, we might have to play that for the next note. Now, if I had my fingers down here, I couldn't really do that very fast, could I? So you want to keep them in the air. Also, we want to make sure we're not doing this with this thumb rest. We want to make sure we're not doing that with the thumb rest. it's going to go directly above our fingernail. Like this. So these 3 fingers are in the air just above those 3 keys. All right, everybody play a G. This hand is going to be floating in the air above the keys. And this hand is going to be floating in the air above the keys. Like this. Now, when you sit up tall and try not to put your arms on your legs. A little faster. There you go.
And then don't cover up your thumb.
Here, 3 do it. Good. You're a little bit puffy. Okay, can you keep your cheeks in like what we talked about when we suck our thumb? Pull in. You started to at the end of that. Listen to the difference here. Never, ever, ever play with a cough drop in your mouth unless you're making a video, okay? That's with me puffing my cheeks. Now I'm gonna bring them in. Changed quite a bit, didn't it? So that's why I want you to keep your cheeks in, because otherwise you're gonna have that really nasty sound. All right, let's switch to the next note. The next note is an F. We're going to try to memorize these as we go. F, we use just our thumb.
I memorized it when
Oh, okay. Try playing Move this out of your way. Now you can bring your feet in front of you. And scoot kind of forward on your chair. That way your clarinet's not on your chair. Yeah, you want it to be out in
So
front of
they're
you.
just kind of, this is down, your fingers are
Good.
hovering.
Very nice. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. A little faster. Take on that now. I want you to take your bottom jaw and clench it just a little bit more. Right now you're like really loose, and that's why you're getting a this time. Take it on, turn on. Okay, one more time. Back, you play a G for me? There you go. All right, so we had G with no fingers, F with the thumb. Now we're just going to start adding fingers. E, we add our first finger. Careful with your thumb. Look up here. Your thumb like that. You don't want to do this. See what I'm doing with my middle finger here? You want to keep your middle fingers above the second hole. Scoot forward on your chair, keep your posture good, back straight. Hovering in the air, just above those. There you go. Like this. Now your finger's not completely over the hole. In fact, this is what it looks like to me right now. So you want to move it down a little bit. Okay. If your finger's not completely over the hole, it's going to do this. It's really hard for me to make noise. I'm going to put it completely over the hole. It's going to sound a lot better. Okay. Now let's move on to the next note. We did G with no fingers, F with the thumb, E, and then D. We're adding our second finger. First and second finger. on top. There you go.
So this finger's sliding up. Try to feel that circle on there. So shoot down. There you go.
Nice job.
You're pressing really hard. We just need to get the location instead of squeezing really hard.
You want to stretch this second finger down a little farther, spread them out, because what you're doing right now is this. You see what my second finger's doing? You're missing the whole. You got to bring it down. You can actually squeeze them really tight. And look, and if you have a complete circle on your finger, then it was in the right spot. If you have just like a half a circle,
No.
it was in the wrong spot. You can also get a mirror at home, and you can look in front of the mirror and see that your fingers are completely over the holes. Okay, stretch the middle finger down lower. Think of it like you're holding a Coke can, okay, like this. So instead of flattening out your hand like this, hold on to a can. Okay. So you're doing this. I want you to go like that, more around it, and then look and see where your middle finger is. Excuse me. There you go. Now there. Stretch down. There you go. Bring your wrist down like that. Yeah, there you go. Not right. Try again. Corners tight. Right. You're actually building this key right here. Everybody else go ahead and play.
Okay.
Make some noise. Play whatever you want. And this is going to be called a C. You're going to really want to stretch that bottom. When you go home, look in the mirror. You're going to see that you're doing this. I want you to look at my wrist. Now, freeze, don't move, okay? Keep your fingers in that exact same spot. Take it there, come on.
What do you want me to do?
Where your hand
It's just 1, 2,
is. Okay, we're good. So that middle finger is on the wrong key. Let's stretch it down. See that movie where the Tyrannosaurus Rex says, I've got a big head and short tiny arms. What movie is that? Meet the Robinson. Meet the Robinson. I love that. So that reminds me.
Relax your elbow a little bit. Yeah, there. You don't want to
Now I'm going to go home and watch Meet the Robinson. She's gonna play two of them at once. Remember how to tongue memory. Ta 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 ta. Listen to what she's doing over here. That sounds fantastic. She is tonguing the same way that we tongue a recorder, which is kind of like saying the word ta, 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 ta. Only when we do that, everybody say ta first of all. Ta. Do you feel the tip of your tongue touching the roof of your mouth?
Ta.
Now, it's not going to touch the roof of your mouth, it's going to touch the reed, and it's going to be like this. Kind of like saying ta. All right, I want you to try it. A little less than that. Why don't you try it? Sit up tall, arms are off of your legs. That's with the tip of your tongue. That's good. That's fantastic.
She like everybody.
Might have to separate you two.
I know. I'm gonna go to this side of the room. All right. Now let's play an E.
Yeah, if I remember that.
There's the E. And I'm gonna play four of them. Try that again. Excuse me. You got it now, yeah. All right, here we go. With me. 1, 2, ready, play. Let's try that again. So we're going to put our instrument up in our mouth, ready to go. Fingers are on the right buttons. 1, 2, ready, play. Let's try the same thing with a D. Anybody remember what a D is before she shows you? Yep, thumb 1, 2. Here it is. I want you to get your book out for just a moment. And turn to page 4.
I think that's the first one I
Page 4.
played. Jingle bells. I played that. See? If I can find it. I don't like it. Sorry. See, I played that.
All right, then you put it on your music stand.
Number 4.
There you go. All right, I just want to point something out on page 4. On page 4 or 5, actually. You've got some colored boxes off to the sides over here, and you've got them over on page 5 as well. And they've got these letter names that we just did on them. We've got G, F, E, D, and C. And then underneath them, or actually up to the side, we've got the fingering charts that we just look at on the TV. So as you're trying to learn these notes, you can look at page 4 and 5, and you can see what the fingerings are. Also, some of you already did this. You got these flashcards. Good. You can practice these at home tonight as well. And we're going to use flashcard set 1. Flashcard set 1 is exactly what we just had up on the board on the TV. It's got a letter on one side. It's got the fingering chart on the back side. Okay. So you're going to drill those over the next couple of days, and then pretty soon in camp we're going to see who can play them the fastest. So that'll be a little challenge that we'll have. Okay, so that's something to be looking at.
I don't think.
All right, let's go past the fingerings. Everybody see that? This is also in your flashcard set, so there's a little green packet that says Clarinet Extras, and this is one of the cards that you have, so you can study this at home. And you learned this in elementary school. Every good boy deserves fudge, or you may remember every good boy does fine, either one. You take the...
Don't do fine.
Okay, are you a good boy?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Well, we have E, G, B, D, F. Every good boy deserves fudge. Starting from the bottom line, and that tells us what the lines, what the letters are on those lines. So go ahead and hit the next slide, please. So the next thing is these spaces there spell out the word face. Now I've got every good boy deserves fudge plus face equals something that you probably didn't learn in elementary school. It's in alphabetical order. If you put them together, it's alphabetical order, but at G, you circle back around to A. So we go E, F, G, circle back around, A, B, C, D, E, F. And you could actually go up above that. If you had another note on the far right, up above the staff, what would that letter be?
After that. I don't know alphabets, but I have a lot of
Thank you, got it.
Oh, somebody got it? Okay, it would be G. Yeah, if you had a note on the very far right there on the bottom that was up above the staff, it would be G because it's the next letter in the alphabet. So anyway, I want you to study that in your little flashcard set also so that you can know what the names of the notes are. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our book again and we're going to look at number 1. Now, number 1 is a G, and just like up on the board here, it's the second line from the bottom, which means good, every good, G for good. A G is always on the second line from the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to play number 1. That note is called a whole note, it's a circle. And a whole note is going to be 4 beats. A beat is just what I tap my foot. Kind of like your heartbeat, it's a steady pulse. So we're going to hold it out for 4 of those. In fact, we're going to hold it through 4 of them all the way up to the next beat, which would be the 5th beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. Okay. And then in the next measure it says rest. We're going to not play for 4 beats. Let me play again. Ta. Let me rest. Okay, so we're playing the G. There's no fingers for this one. Let's go ahead and put it in our mouth. Get it set. I'm going to count to 4. When I get to 4, I want you to breathe in. So it'll be like this. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to play together. We're going to start with our tongue like we did a minute ago. We're going to go 2, 3, ta. Here we go. Ready? Instruments up in our mouth. 1, 2, 3. Breathe. Ta. Okay. G has no fingers, right? Everybody play a G. Keep your arm off your leg. Okay, so this is going to go right above your thumbnail. Huh? Feel how everything's really tight right here. Okay. Try it. Faster. Try again. Sounds like you got your bottom jaw on your tongue way down low.
No,
Like
it's
that.
this one on top.
So if you think more of an E sound,
There you go.
it's like
But instead of
back on your tongue, you say T.
yeah.
listen to this. Hear how I changed the pitch of that? I did that mainly with my bottom jaw and with my tongue. What I did was I loosened everything up and I lowered it. And it makes that low sound like that. Okay? So in order to bring it back up, I need to bring my bottom jaw back up, and I need to think more of an E syllable with my tongue. Okay? If you're thinking like that, your tongue's gonna be too low, but you're gonna think E. Can anybody do this? Try that. You're just gonna lower your bottom jaw. Yeah. Yeah, you did it. Yeah. You're kind of getting the hang of it now because I heard you bring it back up.
So right now, is this in your mouth or tight?
Now, can you do the opposite? Can you make it go up? There you have it. Do you feel the difference? It's kind of a difference in the tongue.
So make it tight and then make it loose.
Yes. That's a good thing to practice on because then it gives you the feeling of what you're supposed to do with your tongue in order to make the right sound. And she got the hang of it because she was able to lower it and bring it back up. And you always want to aim for the higher end. Okay? With the tongue up a little bit. Listen to this. Okay? Take your mouthpiece off. See if you can play some different notes on your mouthpiece. Now you can keep your reed on. Just take it off like this.
I know you put your back.
We're going off script. It's a terrible book anyway.
It looks.
Lessons are always
It's not evil.
I'm going, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Ready.
be careful when you're saying that.
Just know that whenever you do this, whenever you play the clarinet, you always want to be on the high end of it when you're playing the actual clarinet. You want to bring that pitch up. Starting to get the hang of it. Upside down. Remember, you're not going to do this. You got to take that bottom lip roll over. There you go. Somebody give me a song that I know.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
A little embellishment there at the end. See if you can make that pitch bend like that. Good. Upside down. There you go. I'm hearing some of it. See just how high you can make it now. Okay, everybody stop a second. You never want to put your clarinet on the floor like this because it's going to fall over and it's going to get thin. So whenever you put it down like that. Okay. Try it one more time, then we're going to put it back on the clarinet. As high as you can make it. There, whoa, yeah. You might see if you can play some songs on it at home. All right, everybody put them back on your clarinet.
That was hard to pick up the tab and stuff.
I'm glad you had that problem a minute ago because otherwise we wouldn't have done this. Okay, now play an E with thumb and first finger. And keep it up high like these two do. Good. Better than it was, check it. So you're starting low and you're going high, which is a good thing. So what you're going to do at home is see if you can start high, okay? Really, really hard. You feel how those roots are going in? You want to keep them tight like that. Play it again. Alright, so everybody stop. Back to our book. Back on number 1. Playing the G, no fingers. This, I'm sure you all know what that means. What's that mean?
Yeah, I mean, play it.
Stop, yeah. That's a really important thing you're going to see me do 50 bajillion times, okay? When I do that, that means stop playing. 1, 2, 3, breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. 2, 3, 4. Now where's this hand going to be? Yeah. Okay, look at number 2. Number 2, we talked about these beats. These are quarter notes. Quarter note you've all seen when you played recorder before. That's what a quarter note looks like. And it's just 1 foot tap. It's 1 beat. It goes from 1 foot tap to the next foot tap. And I'm going to tongue it like we talked about a minute ago, and it's going to sound like this. Good grief. Maybe. You know I'm a woodwind player. I can't get that straight. There we go. Then the little lightning bolt looking things are quarter rest. They're each 1 beat. So on each one of those quarter rests, we rest for 1 beat. Right, sit up tall, back off the chair. We're going to go a little bit over, about 5 minutes over. Anybody just absolutely have to leave? Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Number 2. No fingers. 2, 3, go. Now let's go on to number 3. Number 3 is an F, and can you go back to that one called the note names, please? Yeah, face right there in the middle. That bottom space is an F. So we're gonna, since we're on the bottom space, we're gonna play just our thumb. Here we go. Number 3. Breathe on count 4. Start with your tongue, like you're saying top. Elbows are gonna be off of the legs. Sit up tall. 1, 2, 3, go. Rest. 2, just your thumb. Ready and go. Okay. And you want to make sure that your fingers aren't up here. Like that. Now moving on to number 4. Number 4 is the first song like this. It has 2 different notes. It's going to start off with an F, and then it's going to rest for 4, and then we're going to go to a G for 4. It's going to sound like this. Notice I'm using my tongue. 2, 3, 4. Now we'll do it together. That's okay. It's going to be between our knees. Thumb on the hole in the back.
Dylan, shut up.
right hand thumb underneath the thumb rest. Okay. 1, 2, and oh, yeah. Just your thumb. Okay. 1, 2, use your tongue and go. Rest. 2, 3, 4. There are a couple of things that I want you to do before you come back on Friday. And this is what your assignment sheet says. And I'm going to have you not take your instruments apart until I'm done talking, all right? That's one of my rules is you always want to wait to take everything apart until I'm done talking, okay? So, you're going to practice tonguing 4 of each note. So, like you're going to take your G and you're going to play 4 of them. Ta, 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 ta. If you're having a little bit of a problem with the tonguing, which it seems like everybody's doing a pretty good job of this, you can take a straw at home and pretend like you're spitting spit wads. And you use your tongue on it like that, and that'll give you a feeling of what it's supposed to feel like whenever you're tongue, okay? If you watch the video, it talks about that a little bit. You're going to practice flashcard set 1, and you're going to master number 1 through 4, the ones that we worked on today. And if you want to look ahead, watch the videos at home. It says extra credit. Not that there's anything as extra credit here. You will end up getting a grade in band eventually. So you're not getting one right now. So when I say extra credit, those are brownie points. That means that I'll be really happy if you do this. You can try number 5 and 6, and you can keep on going farther if you want to. Watch the videos and see what's coming up next. In fact, Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars is one that's coming up. And if you watch the videos, you'll see how to do that. We'll see if anybody can figure that out on their own before they come back to class. Questions? Okay, practice those notes, get them coming out really nice. Go ahead and put yourself up, please. You did a fantastic job today.